begin to realize the religion that we were tied up in. So the religion of Islam, Christianity, what else you got? Buddhism, Kemetic. All these things are tied in together. You have a symbol that the world uses. It's spelled out coexist. You ever seen that? Where they use all the religious symbols of the world to spell out that coexist because it's all tied in together. I want to start off with a video. We know tomorrow is supposed to be the wicked Easter, right? Easter egg bunnies. Yeah, you go to the pillar chat. Pull that video. I just want a little bit from that. We're going to deal with this woman is God doctrine a little bit. The woman is God. When God was a black woman. And it's a major doctrine. I mean, this goes back. This goes back. So this is nothing new. There is nothing new under the sun. I mean, this is what got Solomon in trouble. There's one thing a woman got that'll make you turn religion. That vanity. I believe where you want me to believe. Dog matter, all praise. You got that. Start about 6 seconds. But that's fine right there. And matter of fact, go up a little bit. Back up just a little bit. Go up a little more.
Want me to call the brothers in and see you?
Come on now. I mean, you ain't got to, but matter of fact, call them in. I'll go back. That's what I want. That's what I want. We're gonna watch a little bit of this. Go back a little bit. Go back a little more. Go back. Take it on back. Play it right there. Yeah. Play it right there. All I want a little bit of this.
That's a one?
At the very dawn of religion, God was a woman. The female deity in the Near and Middle East was revered as goddess and was worshipped just as people of today in their reverence of God. The original status of the goddess was as the feminine principle of the supreme deity. The great goddess was regarded just as immortal, changeless, and omnipotent as the concept of fatherhood. This ancient idea of motherhood predated the singular worship of divine fatherhood or sonship that had yet to be introduced into religious thought. In the beginning, people prayed to the creatress of life, the mistress of heaven, and Gentrix, who was known as the great black mama of creation. To the ancient mind, she was the mother of us all. She was acknowledged as the mother of creation itself, recognized as the mother of the universe, and praised as the great mama of all living. To the ancient indigenous peoples of the world, she was the great black that gave birth to the light, the loving light of life. She was personified as the Great Pyramid with its jet black capstone and polished white limestone casing, which gloriously reflected the light of her sun, which was Visa. The black stone enshrined in the Kaaba at Mecca was originally a symbol of the great black goddess called Kor, pre-Islamic Arabia, which was their version of the jet black Persian goddess of agriculture, Kar, who was the heart soul of Mother Earth. The patriarchal Islamic men sought to erase all memory of the great goddess, who was worshipped at the Kaaba, known as Alat, Kor, and Al-Uzza. The Quraysh tribe protected the Kaaba, and those who serve there today are called Beni Sheba, or children of the old world. The sacred meteorite at Mecca is reminiscent of the Great Mama and her fertility symbols that predate the Islamic gods. The Great Black Mama is the black abyss of creation, the black hole, the black source, and womb of the abyss. She is the primordial abyss of all beginning. She is the primordial abyss that gave birth to the cosmos, the place of waters, the utter blackness before there was life. The great black is a secret deep abyss that no one can fathom, which sends out the light into the dark. The words deep and depth are derived from the Egyptian tet, tet. The Egyptian tet is the abyss, the source, the well, the hole from whence the waters issue. Tet or Tet is also an Egyptian name for the old first great mother as a figure of source. From time immemorial until the Caucasian beast man usurped black civilization, the primordial supreme being was worshipped not only as a creator deity all over the world, but as a black creatress. The earliest icons of God depict the supreme being as a black female with kinky and peppercorn hair, the holy hair of the gods. Holy because of its spiritual, spiraling nature that naturally expresses the fundamental motion of creation, as all life moves in a spiral, circular motion. All the earliest and most ancient images of the great mother goddess are black because it was black indigenous peoples, the original people, and original authors of civilization that first portrayed and documented her. Her countless names throughout the ancient world consist of various attributes and titles, denoting her preeminence as the great mama of the universe. A few of her countless titles were creatress of the universe, the mother of everything, mother of the gods, goddess of the black night, the queen of heaven, lady of the high place,
Stop right there.
lioness of the sacred assembly, her
Back up,
holiness.
back up just a little bit. That's what I want. Not that's one of the major points I want to take from that. Her name, right? The devil had many names, right? Put it back a little bit. Right, just a little bit. I mean, you can, hit yourself.
Push play. Hold
Come on.
up, push play. You already went back? Push play.
But as a black creatress, the earliest icons of God depict the supreme being as a black female with kinky and peppercorn hair, the holy hair of the gods.
That's okay. Hold on.
Holy because of its spiritual, spiraling nature that naturally expresses the fundamental motion of creation, as all life moves in a spiral, circular motion. All the earliest and most ancient images of the great mother goddess are black because it was black indigenous peoples, the original people, and original authors of civilization that first portrayed and documented her. Her countless names throughout the ancient world consist of various attributes and titles, denoting her preeminence as the great mama of the universe. A few of her countless titles were
Stop right there.
creatress of the universe.
Yeah.
What they look like?
You in the water?
Hey, Bob.
It look like Baphomet.
Yeah, and the Baphomet creature itself, is a hermaphrodite type concoction, and it's female and male. So there's Baal and Ashtoreth right there.
Right. And that's, and that's
That's that whole transgender spirit that's going on.
right. That's the idea of men can go. I think if a man identifies as a woman, he can go in the bath because they're trying to push that idea that we're all one. We're all one. There's no sexual right. No sexual orientation. Right. To make all of us one, but that's not what the Bible says. What it came.
I seen one of the pictures it was saying young. Is that got anything to do I see women with journey eggs.
But we're gonna go into that. We're gonna go into that. I want y'all to check out these names. If you want to, we'll send it in group me. You can check it out later. It's about an hour, 2 hours long. But this is what I primarily want to pull from it, the name.
Yeah, because we were asking the engineer, we was like, okay, well, this goddess that you talk about, they created, and you said, what is her name?
What is the name? Because,
what name do you
right. I don't know the name. The name gives the origin. You want the name. A name gives an origin. A name puts us in a place. You see what I'm saying? So your name is very important. Your name shows who you connected to. That's why the name of Israel is very important, because it denotes that we are connected to who? The Most High, Yahweh. Come on. That's why your last name, when you give it to your wife when we was in the world, it denotes that she belongs to you. Come on. So a name is very important. We're going to get a rundown on those names real quick, King. And then we're going to flip. Go ahead and play it. Back up just a small taste and get those names again.
Mother of the gods. Goddess of
the yeah. Go back. Just a little bit. Right there.
Go like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Hit the double tap on the left.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Male with kinky and peppercorn hair.
Listen to these names. This is all of them.
Because of its spiritual spiraling nature that naturally expresses the fundamental motion of creation, as all life moves in a spiral, circular motion. All the earliest and most ancient images of the great mother goddess are black, because it was black indigenous peoples, the original people, and original authors of civilization that first portrayed and documented her. Her countless names throughout the ancient world consist of various attributes and titles, denoting her preeminence as the great mama of the universe. A few of her countless titles were Creatress of the universe, the mother of everything, mother of the gods, goddess of the black night, the queen of heaven, lady of the high place, lioness of the sacred assembly, her holiness, goddess of intelligence, lady of vision, lady of biblos, divine mother who reveals the laws, prophetess of the deities, divine serpent lady, great mother serpent of heaven, she who directs the oracles, mama of the sun, lady luck,
stop,
and mother of
I know y'all heard it before.
Time.
Okay, I know you heard that one before. Lady luck. Now you understand where these terms come from and what they denote. Go ahead and play some more. That is it. Okay, that's it. That's it. Give me Exodus. Give me Exodus 15. This has been going on for a while. Now we understand why society is so sexually driven. Why everything in this world at this time is so sexually driven or driven by that of sex. And it's pointing at the woman. We're going to show you that. Even if there's nothing new under the sun. This is why Solomon slipped. We call it the underyoung. That's why a lot of us being in here, we're weak to women now. It was never like this.
Yeah, because it was those women that he was pursuing, those strange women.
Right.
We were talking about that during the law reading. He constructed temples for goddesses.
Right, for goddesses.
Of the other nations.
Right. And the whole world was worshiping this. Now, again, we're not here to beat down on our sisters. That's not our MO. But our MO is to put the man where he belongs and put the woman where she belongs. Our deal, our MO is to do everything, what? Decently and what? And in order. So if any man has got any kind of problem with the order that we are saying through these scriptures, then you need to dismiss even you brothers on YouTube and Facebook.
Well, because it's saying in Proverbs chapter 12 that righteousness exalts a nation. So
right.
We're talking about restoring our nation. Right. We're talking about nation building.
It's order. It's order, period. It should be order in your house. Anybody who don't want to fall in with the order of the Most High Yah has a problem, and you want to be worshipped. She want to be worshipped. Not the righteous sisters up in here, but there's a lot of women in this world. Go on TikTok. Everything is sexualized. Everything. Because it's the worship of the woman. It's been going on. It's been going on. Read that real quick. First of all, God is not a woman. We're going to read this Bible. Read that real quick. 15 and 3. Read that real quick. Take notes.
The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3.
Come on up.
The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is a man of war. And I told you everything and everybody, if it's God or not, has a what? A name. Read it again.
The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is a what?
The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is a man. And my voice will go throughout the whole school anyway. The Lord is a man. This is what he is. He's not a woman. He's a man. Read it again.
The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is a man of war. Read on.
The Lord is his name.
What's his name?
The Lord is his name.
And when you identify that, begin to study, we find out that it's Yahweh. Let's find out what the woman is.
Notice the connotation in the pronoun there. He is, right?
He is.
Yeah, so we see that recurring all throughout the scripture.
Right, throughout the scriptures. He, his, him. All praise. That's okay?
Well, kind of double back to the Bible. I guess one of the verses that we do need to know how to break down is, I think it's Genesis 5 and 2. Because a lot of the people that believe in Egyptologists and that woman is God,
Right.
even the Bible, the verses they use to justify
Right.
male, female, hermaphrodite is that verse.
Come.
It's in the Bible.
Come.
Male, female, he created male.
Come.
They say, okay, so the Most High created
Right.
female, the Most High created.
I can go even deeper than that. Let's go a little bit deeper than that. They'll use that verse to denote that, and I'm going to get the video, I don't have to get it, I can pull it. To denote that, they'll use that precept that I just said. They'll use it to denote that it was two women created. The first woman that was created from their understanding, Egyptology, her name was Lilith. And Lilith went against Adam and didn't want to obey Adam. So the Most High turned her from who she really was to an evil deity, and then he gonna create Eve. So I mean, it's all foolishness.
Right, that's the doctrine that they use.
This is what they use, and they want to use this Bible, but we gonna use this Bible.
I'm gonna show you Lily.
Come.
Go ahead real quick.
Give me Sirach 36. The woman is not God. The man, or God is a man of what? Which denotes masculinity. Which denotes order. Which denotes order. And this is what we have. Let me get it with you. Sirach, what did I say? 36? 36. Starting 24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 24.
Read.
He that getteth a wife.
He that getteth a wife, or he that getteth a woman, read.
Beginneth a possession.
Say what?
Beginneth a possession.
So either she a God or she a possession. Read it again.
He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession.
She's a possession. She's the best possession that we have. Why is she a possession? Hold right there. Give me Genesis 2. This is why she is a possession. Hold right there. 2 and 20. As a matter of fact, pull back a little bit and read verse 15.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 15.
And
the Lord God took the man.
Took the who?
Took the man.
Took the man.
And put him into the garden of
Eden. And put him into the garden of Eden.
To dress it.
To dress it.
And to keep it.
And what?
And to keep it.
And to keep it. Everything that was made in that garden, Adam had control to what? Name it, dress it, and claim it. She's the best possession because the Most High said it's not good for a man to be what? Alone. Right? So she came from the man. She is that possession, but she's not got real quick. Hold right there, get Genesis 3. Give me Genesis 3. We have to understand these things.
King Salaki, do you have 1 Corinthians 11 in your lineup?
No, okay.
Okay. Let me get something after you make that point.
Come. Come. Let me get this point here. Okay. Give me Genesis 3, verse. Oh, I just had it. That desire. That's what I want. 16. That's what I want. Read 16.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16.
Read.
Until the woman.
Until who?
Until the woman.
Until who?
Until the woman.
I want to stress man and woman in this lesson. Read.
Until the woman, he said.
He said.
I will greatly multiply thy sorrow.
Read.
And thy conception. And sorrow.
That's what we asked the brother and at one time. We were like, okay, well, she God, why does she have pain when she has a baby? Well, it's the vibration and it's about the moon. When you line up with the moon, then she what? Bruh, read it again. We don't believe this Bible, bro. Read.
Until the woman, he said.
Unto the woman, he said. What did he say to the woman?
I will greatly multiply thy sorrow.
Read.
And thy conception.
Read.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Read.
And thy desire.
Just what these Negroes can't do. They can't pinpoint and show us why the human body does and feels and goes through what it goes through. He couldn't pinpoint it. He could tell me something.
So even with that and trying to explain and expand on the deep things, talking about the vibrations and certain signals, okay, even if that's the case, brother, how is that gonna fix the plight and condition of our people?
Well,
what's the solution?
Come, this Negro told us, well, we went in slavery because we lost the war in 1492. What in the hell is it? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep this basic today. We're gonna keep it basic. Read it again,
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16.
Come on.
Unto the woman, he said.
What did he say to the woman?
I will greatly multiply thy sorrow.
Right.
And thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Read.
And thy desire.
The what?
And thy desire.
And thy desire. Read.
Shall be to thy husband.
You mean God has to submit? If woman is God, you telling me God has to submit? Her desire is to her husband if she's God? This is what we're bringing out. This is what this Easter and all this Christmas and all these wicked holidays and all these religions are tied in. They're tied in together. Uplifting the woman. Go back. Go back. Not the righteous woman up in here. Not some of you righteous sisters online. But you devils, if it cut, you guys look it out. Just leak. Leak out. Leak out. Go back to Sirach 36. Go back to 24. See, we got to set some order. The world is out of order. We got to get this devil out of our kingdom. It's time to get some order. Come on now.
And see, that's what it goes back to, and that's what we were trying to explain to him as well. You know, even from its origin, from its inception, right? So with Eve, right? What did the serpent come and propose, or what proposition did he make for Eve? Right? That you can be independent of the man, you can be like God, right? So again, that's liberation, women's empowerment, right? That you can triumph above your position that God put you in, right? And you'll be like him, knowing good and evil.
This is what we are going to demolish. Period. This is what Israel needs. Order. Order. When your house shall come back. And we in formation. The Bible says what? And they shall not break what? Rank. Ain't gonna break no rank. It's gonna be some order. We're gonna get some order. Read it again, verse 24.
Sirach chapter 36, verse 24. He that giveth their wife,
He that giveth the wife, read.
he that giveth their wife, giveth their possession.
Come on, stand in the spirit, read on.
A help like unto himself.
A help like unto himself. Read.
And a pillar of rest.
A pillar of rest. This is what the righteous sisters need to try to imitate. Imitate being a pillar of rest. Sisters. To be that pillar of rest sometimes, and I'm an Israelite brother, so I can speak to my brother. I know what they need. Sometimes you need to shut the hell up. Just be quiet. That will give him rest up here in his mind. Read again,
He that giveth their wife, beginneth their possession.
He that getteth a wife, beginneth a possession.
They help like unto himself.
A help just like unto himself, because your husband needs some help. You are there to help him. This is the order. This is your position to help him, not lead him.
That's what
This
it
is
said.
the,
That's what it said in the beginning, Genesis 1, that she was created to be a help me.
come.
Right? So even like I said in Proverbs, okay, shut the hell up. But when you do talk, Proverbs 31, in her mouth is the law of kindness,
That's right.
soothing words, calming words, all right? A pillar of rest and refreshment.
Come. Come. We have to understand, like Revelation speaks about, we are in a place that is full of every unclean spirit and every hateful bird in this damn kingdom. Right here. This is the spirit that's amongst our people. Right here in Babylon. This is why the Bible, the scripture, always refers to Babylon as the whore of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, a woman. Real quick. I'm gonna do my point real quick. And the Jezebel spirit. This is why. Go right back to Sirach 36 and read that real quick. And I'm gonna do this point.
Sirach chapter 36, verse 24.
Come on.
He that giveth their wife, beginneth their possession.
Beginning the possession, come on.
A help like unto himself.
A help like unto himself.
And a pillar of rest.
And a pillar of rest. Read.
Where no hedge is.
Where no hedge is, and this the man, this your job. We are the hedge. We are the keepers of the garden.
So like again, when we read in 24, did it say pillar of stress?
It's a pillar of rest.
Oh, okay, I said shit.
God. Some sisters might not like this. Some brothers might not like this. We gonna put, this is the order. If you got a problem with what the Bible is saying, you need to check your spirit. You ain't got no order. But you don't know what he don't. There's the Bible says. This is what scares men, weak men. It scares them to hear this. They get all itching the pants. Oh man, I want to say it to her. She gonna go on. A woman don't want to hear it. I ain't that nigga. You won't call him God, but you'll call him nigga. This is where we at. We need the order. We need to build. We need structure. Read.
Where no hedge is.
Where no hedge is.
There the possession is full.
There the possession is spoiled. So if she's God, that eliminates verse 24. Real quick. Give me Sirach 25, 24. This has been going on for a long time, huh?
The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 24.
And you men, stop telling your woman, baby, just let me rule. You acting like Ahab. If we gonna take the kingdom, you better start with taking your house. What you talking about? Well, she might leave, let her leave. This is the spirit that's going on. But if she love you, she gonna do what you say. She gonna do what you say. She gonna be right there with you. But you got to stop saying, let me leave. Huh? You know what she gonna do? Nigga, you ain't leave, man. Read that real quick,
Book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 24.
25, 24.
Of the woman.
Of the what?
Of the woman.
Of the who?
Of the woman.
Of the woman. We denote positions today. We are ripping apart through simplicity the doctrine that God is a damn woman. We don't have to dig deep. The yoke of I.S.A.A.C is easy. It's easy work. We just found out she ain't God, she a possession. Just found out that when no hedges around that possession gonna be spoiled. We found out that through this book that her desire, the woman who's supposed to be God, her desire is not to create the cosmos and you birth the constellations and make babies of her own. Well, her desire gonna be to that man, her husband. That's why I tell y'all, brother, ain't nothing lower than an Israelite man in this world. We lower than boo-boo. We ain't nothing. But guess what? The scriptures say otherwise. Read again.
Of the woman.
Of the who?
Of the woman.
Of the who?
Of the woman.
Read.
Came the beginning of sin.
Stop playing with these scriptures. Of the woman.
Came the beginning of sin.
Came the beginning. We're going to let that meditate and marinate. Read it again.
Of the woman.
Of the woman.
Came the beginning of sin.
Came the beginning of sin. So if they saying the black woman is God, the Bible just said of the woman came the beginning of sin. They saying she created the cosmos and her hair is twirling because everything. No, that's bull, bro.
That's why he said
And he called her, and then what we going to be the damn devil?
that's why you see in society now these brothers catering to you.
This, we call them simps. Yep. This is the spirit. And we all, brothers, don't be over here tripping. All of us, brothers, have fallen. Come on,
hey, stay in Ciroc, King. Because he got to come back to this.
Come on.
Come back to this. He's not finished with this.
No,
Go to
I'm
Ciroc 33. We done pulled this several times. And like my brother said, most men, I want to say every man that's been at a point in his life where he has catered to a woman. 33, start from 19. We've talked about this several times in class. But what does, a God, what do people do with a God? They worship it, right? Whether it's the real God, the supreme most high God, or whether it's the false God, the God that ain't no God. What you do, you worship it. But the Bible tells us otherwise. If that woman is supposed to be God, according to the secular world, then that means you gotta worship her. But look at what this wisdom say. Sirach 33:19.
Book of Sirach chapter 33, verse 19. Give not thy son and wife.
The Bible say, give not thy son and wife. Go ahead.
Thy brother and friend.
Thy brother and friend. But what I really want out of this, since we on the topic of women, I want their wife part. It says, give not them what?
Power over thee while thou livest.
Do not give them power over you while you live. If I'm not mistaken, the word God, it means power.
That's right. Right. So that's a title, right? That means power.
It means power. So you're gonna give your wife Godship over you while you live. You must be crazy. Keep going.
And give not thy goods to another.
It say, give not your goods to another. Keep going.
Lest it repent thee.
Lest it repent thee.
And thou entreat for the same again.
And you entreat for these things again. Keep going.
That could be your good. That could be your respect, right?
That could be your respect, your dignity, all of it.
That's right.
Go ahead, verse 20.
As long as thou livest,
as long as you live,
and hast breath in thee,
and got breath in you, go ahead.
Give not thyself over to any.
Do not give yourself over to any. Don't be giving yourself wholly over to your wife. You got to keep something to yourself. That's why Micah said, look, man, close the what did he say? The doors in your mouth.
Of her that lies in your book.
Of her that lies in your book.
That means all that pillow talk.
Micah 7:5. You do not have to tell this woman everything that's going on in your mind.
Baby, what happened today, baby? What happened? Well, you know, somebody said,
let me tell you how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, no.
She don't use it against you, bro.
Samson and Delilah. Come on now.
Hey, somebody said this to Will Smith or Will Smith. A$AP. But look, check this out. So notice how we read in verse 19 there. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend powerfully while thou livest. Well, does this apply inversely toward the sisters? Do you see husband here? Give not thy son and wife, right? So in what context, what meaning is this being applied to? For the man towards his household, right? You don't see, okay, women, you too, right? Don't give your husband power over you while you live. I don't see that there.
That's not in the Bible. You will be directly going against the Most High God if a woman try to use this scripture.
That's right.
You'll be going against God because He does have power.
That's right.
Read verse 20 again.
As long as thou livest,
As long as you live, go ahead,
and hast breath in thee,
and you got breath in you,
give not thyself over to any.
do not give yourself over to any. Go ahead. All praise to the Most High. Keep going.
Better it is that thy children should seek to thee,
It's better that your children seek to thee, even your wife. Go ahead.
and that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy.
And you stand into their courtesy. You moving when they say move. They need to be moving when you say move.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And all that works. And in all thy works,
In
keep
all
thyself
your works, keep to thyself what?
the preeminent.
The preeminent.
That's correct.
The authority.
You keep the authority
That's
to
right.
yourself
That's
in
right.
your household. You don't be in there catering and doing all in that. Am I saying go home and drop the people's elbow and all that?
Don't be aligning.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
But keep that authority
Right.
to yourself.
That's right.
Because if she got liberty, I'm telling you from experience, if
Right.
she got liberty to do what she wants, she gonna embarrass you.
Right.
I say give a scolding woman, like they say in the scripture, to the enemies. Let them ward off the enemies. Don't let them terrorize your house.
So you know, real quick. So you know why that scripture says that? Real quick, give me Psalm 82. Next you can. Give me Psalm 82 and 6.
I still got something I want to pull to.
Come on. Read Psalm 82 and 6. This is the order that we are not trying to establish. This is the order that we are establishing.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6.
Read.
I have said,
Uh-huh.
ye are God.
Ye are what?
Ye are God.
Now let's see if this talking about the women or a woman that's God. These 9 goddesses. Read it again.
I have said, ye are God.
You are God. Read.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
Stop right there. Now you want to manipulate this scripture like most men, like most women do. They would say, well, we all equal. Men and women, we all equal. That's talking about everybody. We all children of the Most High. We all God. Keep reading.
Verse 7. But ye shall die like men.
Like who?
Like men.
So who is the men he was talking about? Who are these gods? You go back to verse 6. You want to find out who those gods is in verse 6, you read verse 7. Read verse 6 again in context.
Verse 6. I have said, ye are God.
Read.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
Come on.
But ye shall die like men.
But you're going to die like men because you're disobedient. We broke the laws of the Most High. We lost our preeminence, our authority. We gave it away. This is why Solomon, and bro, we'll go into Solomon later. This is why Solomon failed. Read.
And fall like one of the princes.
And fall like one of the princes. Let's finish of Sirach, and King, you got it. Give me Sirach again. Of Sirach 36:24. King, what you got, King?
I just want anything off when we was talking about second. First Ezra 4:26.
Okay, I got that.
You got it?
Yeah. We got that too. Come on.
Go back.
Go back. Sirach 36. Uh-huh. I think that's what we finished already, right?
It's around 25.
It gets around 25, 24. That's what we finish. Come on.
Sirach 20.
It's around 25, 24. Read on.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25, verse 24.
Come on.
Of the woman came the beginning of sin.
So that knocks out the fact of the black woman being God. Huh? Read. This is a doctrine, brother. We have to establish the kingdom of the Most High Yahweh back in the land. Back in the land. Back upon Zion. Read.
And through her we all died.
And through her we all died. Read verse 25.
Verse 25. Give the water no passage.
Give the water. No what?
Passage.
That's your authority. You give her no passage. Got some more
I was just gonna say that's just like if you had. I'll go ahead and finish that verse.
Read it again.
Finish it up.
Uh-huh.
Neither a wicked woman liberty to gag abroad.
To gag abroad, run her mouth abroad. On the phone. A lot of sisters do that. They love that phone. Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Go ahead, Ken.
I was just gonna say, even for the women's side, that's why we have to even bridle it in the congregation. We can't allow them to speak, right? We've had instances in the past. Some of you brothers know, right, who have experience through the congregations. You know, as we have traversed, made progression in this walk, that we have to abide by scripture, right? So it's not anything unfavorable to them, but it's actually for their protection and safeguard, because what will happen, right? Things will get rowdy, things will get chaotic, right? And that's just because the Most High established a certain order. When we disrupt that order, that's when confusion and chaos ensues. So I was just gonna say on this to illustrate, just like how in your house you have plumbing lines, right, to control the channels of the flow of water, right? So when you turn on your faucet, out comes water. If there's a breach in that, or like I had the experience in my house, what's
So backside of this.
there you go, backside. Oh, right. Another word. And you're gonna have like if you have a crack in your plumbing line, what's gonna happen? Water's just gonna run everywhere. You can't even stop. You gotta control it. Right. You gotta try to, redirect it, or gotta try to stop it.
Right.
So you gotta shut it off, right? So give the water no passage. That's why, these what's it? Like on these rivers, on these large things that have dams, to control the passage or flow of water. Exactly. Otherwise, if it's unhinged, what's gonna happen? Destruction, right? Everywhere. So just like that, don't give the water any passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to run her mouth. That's what that translates to.
Give me the virtuous woman, the proverb. Just to encourage our sisters online, even those that are here. This is why the Bible says this. This is why we have to be stern. Give me virtuous woman. There's something I want out of that to show you what is being written here. Right there. Read verse 10. 31 and 10. Read verse 10. So these sisters won't think that, man, Kyle probably heard the He-Man woman hate the club.
They say we be in the He-Man woman.
Yeah, the man be
It's time for our membership dues anyway.
Right, all praise. They beat up on the women all day. This is why. Watch this. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10.
I love the Bible. Read.
Who can find?
Here, read it again. Who? What? Read it again. Who? Read it again. Who? Read it again.
Who?
Who? Who? Show me the brother. Read.
Find a virtuous woman.
Who can find a virtuous woman? You know why? Because most of our women are corrupt. Who can find one? This is why it's important for our sisters to abide by, even if it hurts, abide by these scriptures. Because guess what? Who can find one? All sisters ain't going to do that. can find one. Why? He answers his own question. Read.
For her price is far above rubies.
Man, she priceless. You find, matter of fact, give me virtuous definition. That's not a regular, that ain't a regular Negro word. So we all can know what does virtuous mean. It's hard to find a virtuous woman. A woman that's going to follow everything that this Bible says, not add nothing to it and not take nothing away. It's hard to find one. And when we tell brothers all the time, if you find you a virtuous woman, don't let her go. Ever. Ever. And you better treat her husband's possession, the best possession, that the Most High gave to the man. He gave the man the trees, the birds. He gave the man the dirt, told him to keep everything. And he said, you know what? I create all. Do you know how beautiful the earth is? I know some of us haven't traveled. But for those who have traveled, you know how beautiful a waterfall is that's falling off a cliff? You know how beautiful that is to see a big bird? And I don't like them niggas. You overtake them. Get his woman. You get his woman, you got him. Get his woman.
That's why the book of Josephus, it was talking about how Adam weakly hearkened to his wife and disobeyed him.
Right. This is where we at. This is why, sister, y'all job is so important. Y'all are more precious than anything on this earth the Most High has made. You're precious. That's why we need you. We need our women.
If it wasn't so, he wouldn't have never said it's not good.
What's
good? What's good, brother? The law was good. Man is a law.
Right.
So you do need your wife.
You need her.
But
not to worship. The Most High don't make no mistakes. It's in her DNA. You got one who don't want to straighten up or get right? No. You know why? It's in her DNA. Every day. How did he punish man? Huh? Woman. You ain't seen it. It's coming up. But it's there. It's right there. Just like that conception, you see the mysteries, you see the pain in birth. It's you got to get in your position, your place. And sit up as a man and be not afraid. It's in her DNA. Her blood. She won't that. My husband so much. I respect her. Can you find where she is? Come.
What is a woman's wealth today? I'm talking about the woman here.
Us. And who falling for it? Us. So we just can't blame them. We doing it too. We doing it too. We just can't blame them. We can't blame her for the TV saying God is a woman. Who put it out there? You did. We did. We did it.
we had to co-sign it.
Yeah, we co-signed it. Matter of fact, coming up, we co-signed that thing. Give me 1 Ezra 25. And look, I ain't gonna hold this on. I gotta show something. Yeah, 1 Ezra 4. We did it. So if she's God, we said she's God. And thank y'all, praise the Lord. Yeah, we did all we did. Who named her? In the beginning. Who named her? And what did we name her? What did we name her? Now she ain't Eve no more. Now we name her God. No, baby, you ain't Eve no more, baby. Oh, you God. All life come from you, baby. Oh, you God. Ooh, last night, baby, prove to God. I was speaking in tongues.
Yeah, they worship their womb. They want to go down there and
That's what it is.
hide in it.
That's why she dressed the way she dressed. That's why she act the way she acts. We put her right there. But you know what? She wants to be put back in her place. And we don't have to be no lions in our house. So don't mistake my tone. And sisters don't mistake my tone. But we don't have to be no lions in our house. All we gotta do is do what the Most High asks us to do. Ezra. Read that real quick. I'm done with this. I'm gonna be in right here, matter of fact.
This is the book of First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 25.
I'm in it right here. Come on, yeah, verse 25. Yeah.
Verse 25.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Better than father or mother. He love that woman. He love that woman. We love our women. Don't you love them? Oh no. You love. By you saying that, we know you're like, all right. It's like, I'm gonna give over this shit. No. Okay. Y'all have a beautiful relationship, Ken. Y'all have a beautiful relationship. A lot of y'all brothers in here do. You have a beautiful relationship. Keep reading.
Verse 26.
Come on.
Yeah.
Many there be
that have run out of their wits.
Run out of their wits, baby. You ain't eating no more, you gone. You ain't, baby. No, the most I give you power to name it, whatever. No, you ain't eating no more. You gone. Everything come from you. That womb is good. That's what he say? It's so good, you know what? Everything come from it. Life. Oh, life come from that thing. That what he's saying? That's what he's saying. Oh, the sun. Oh, baby. Ooh. Everything come from that thing. Woo!
What they call sunshine on
sunshine.
What was it?
Yeah, hard night.
The sunshine.
Yeah. You threw it in hell. And turn the sunshine. Yeah, you know what? Baby, I ain't never coming home from that. She put it on him. You know what Red Fox said? You know, she gotta have some kids in. You know, she gotta have some bags to make a nigga want to change guards. She gotta have some bags. Bags to make a nigga change guards. Oh baby, I ain't Christian no more, baby. I'm like, you God. I worship you. What you want? Read it again. Whoever run out of their wits.
Many there be that have run out of their wits.
Run out of their wits.
For women.
Women. That's why brothers look for that you brother who ain't married, look for that virtuous woman. You brothers who married, you going through some issues in your marriage, have a talk with your wife, y'all sit down. Because the Bible said there's nothing more better than a man and a woman who agree together. Y'all sit down and get agreement together. Won't y'all like the Most High told Israel, you know what? Let us reason together. Let's talk. Let me lay down what I want. And what we gonna do. And then the only way you gonna eat is my eat. You here to help me, baby. I love you. Just put it down like this right here. You gotta talk like that. Talk like that. You gonna let it. You gotta, you know what that is.
That golden boy.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. Yeah, I'm here. Hey, you gonna do what I say do. I'm telling you, it works. But you got to use the script. You got to use the script. Deal with them according to now. You don't show all that. Yeah. And you scream like a lion. No. Oh, come on, kid, let's practice. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that practice sometime. Well, she gonna fall like butter in your hand. Many there be that have run out of their wit for women and become what?
Servant.
Say what?
Servant.
You serving her. She's God. You can have whatever you like. Yeah, well, your wit for woman. Now you might have an idea and it might be right, but it ain't gonna go forward because you serving her. And the Bible speaks about that. Paul says, be careful of who you yield your members to. Because who you yield your members to, they become your master. And some sisters don't want to get off that master throne. They want to stay right there. Now, this is how it's always been. This is how it's going to be. And she talk like that. You going to do what I say, nigga. This is what they do. But brothers, sisters, we got work to do. Huh? Let's get through with this real quick. I got one more precept. Read 27.
Want to finish it out?
No.
All right. 27.
Read 27.
Verse 27. Many also have perished, have erred.
Many have erred
and sinned.
And sinned
for women.
For women. They have sinned. They have erred. They have broken the law of God for women. Keep reading.
Verse 28.
Come on.
And now.
And what?
And now.
And now.
Do ye not believe me?
Do you not believe me?
Is not the king great in his power?
Is not the king great in his power? Read.
Do not all regions fear to touch him?
Do not all regions fear to touch him? Read.
Verse 29. Yet did I see him in Ephraim, the king's concubine.
Keep reading.
The daughter of the admirable Virtuous.
I seen the king's concubine. This ain't even his wife. This is not else he's just dealing with. This is a concubine, the daughter of the admirable Virtuous, sitting at the right hand of the king. So she had place next to the king, sitting right there next to him. What would she do? Read on.
And taking the crown from
took the crown from the what?
The king's head.
Man, took that man crown, took his preeminence. You know, the crown symbolizes leadership. The head, power, preeminence. Okay. I'm the king. Nigga. You want to talk about, you weren't doing that?
Anybody else that would dare do it.
Right.
I said they get their hand cut off.
Right. Now you make a good point. Because that's how the woman has become God. Because somewhere we have lost our courage. Which goes right back to the Wizard of Oz or the Wiz. What was the lion, the king of the beast, looking for? That ain't no coincidence. He was looking for what? Courage. A lot of us men, we don't have the courage. And a lot of us, we think courage is this. He said, woe to the man who talk with his hand and speak with his feet. You can put your hand on her. What you doing beating on the phone? You speaking with your hand, you talking with your hand, speaking with your feet. Won't her to listen. You're afraid. But the same man who hit that woman, he gonna have a problem with Big Bubble in jail. He gonna have a problem. He ain't gonna fight him. And taking the crown from the king's head and sitting it upon his own, and sitting it upon what? She made herself God. I'm God. And we put up with it. He put up with that. You putting up with that. Keep reading.
Sitting at the right hand of the king. And taking the crown from the king's head.
You ain't running nothing, read.
And sitting it upon her own head.
She put it upon her own head. Anybody ever heard women say we equal? Anybody ever heard women say we equal? No, we ain't. Sisters, you have a position. Brothers, we have a position. We have to do this together with our sisters, with our women. We have to do it together. Read.
She also struck the king with her left hand.
She slapped Slob on the mouth with the pimp hand. She did with the back hand. Shut up. First she took his crown. First she took it. Look. Let's go on back to Ahab. Ahab couldn't have his way to dollars. That man really lay his bed by kicking his feet. First took his crown. And then slapped Slob from his mouth with her left hand. So you know that little sister. She used the back hand. Come on now, you can't slap like that with the left hand. Do it. With the left. Yeah. Shut up. That's what she did. Last one, I promise. Last one. Acts 19.
Keep reading.
Verse
31.
31.
And yet, for all this, the king gazed upon her with open mouth.
After all this, that Negro didn't do nothing. He just stood there with his mouth wide open. How do you did that? She slapped Slob in his mouth. That's courage gone. And you know why she did it? You know why she slapped him? He let her. He let her. She tried him. Your woman try you. Sister Lola, you tried me. She tried him how? She took that crown in his head first. Let me see, I get his authority first. Let me see you push him. Let me get him to his point. Let me get that crown in his head. Let me get that. Let me get him off here. Every woman knows how far she can go with her man. That's your real. She know you. She know how far she can push you. So y'all know it don't. And brother, you know that. You let her do it. It ain't her fault. She tests you. She tests us. Women test us. But we try to get our authority back. And when we get our authority back, she gets her authority back. And we both can rule like royalty. Because if we royalty, she royalty too. We royalty, she royalty too. It's gonna come a time where she gonna be so royal. She gonna be royal, she'll be carried around everywhere she go. Because that's her place. That's where she's supposed to be at. But Esau's kingdom has corrupted her mind. He said that yet for all that the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. Read.
If she laughed upon him, he laughed also.
She laughed and he laughed back. You ever been in a position where somebody check you? They roast you, bro, and you laughing at the way they check you. You laughing at the insult. That's so funny. That might just insult you, bro. She just slapped Slob in your mouth with the left hand. Then she took the crown from your head. Then she slapped it with the right hand. Then she laughed at you. She pointed her finger and she laughed at you. And you look right back up and laughed too. Woo! Yeah, that's the king. But a lot of us get slapped. A lot of us get slapped in many ways. Read.
But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter.
Read.
That she might be reconciled to him again.
He did not want her to leave. That's the fear. That's the fear right there.
Down on his knees, begging her.
Come on. That's the fear. And please don't leave. That's what James Brown did. He made a whole song about it. Please don't. Please. Tank. This ain't nothing new, bro. This is not nothing new. Then she laughed at him. Don't no woman want no weak man. Slapped long enough, laughed at him, and he said, nah, look, I'm getting on that. Hey, please don't leave. Last one, all right, I read 32. Read 32.
Verse 32. O ye men.
O ye who?
O ye men.
O ye men.
How can it be?
How can it be?
But women should be strong. Seeing they do thus.
Seeing they do. O ye men. How can it be? But women should be strong. Why should it be that women be strong? Seeing they do this or thus. How can this be? Who allowing this? That's what he's asking. Who allowing this? The weak dude,
and saying, baby, come back. Please. And his mom's lip shaking. No, I don't want no more of that. You can get it. You can get it. I want one more. Give me Acts 19. Come, look, I got one precept. I'm done with it. Because it's so good. Acts 19. We got to do this together. Men and women. Kings and queens. Give me 19. And I want verse. All right, be careful up there. I want the whole world worship. Read verse God dog, I just had it.
Verse 27.
27. That's it, read that.
The book of Acts, chapter 19, verse 27.
Just to let you know, it's not just happening here in Memphis. This is happening all around the whole world. It's not 24. It's happening all around the world. You remember that song that Michael Jackson song, Dirty Diana? What do you think he was singing about? You think he was singing about Princess Diana or Diana Ross? No, he was singing about the goddess Diana. That's what he was singing about. Read that.
The book of Acts, chapter 19, verse 24.
Come on.
For a certain man named Demetrius,
A
silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana.
Silver shrine for Diana, read.
Brought no small gain unto the craftsmen.
This was one of the black woman god names that we saw earlier. This was one of the names. One name was Diana. Just like I.S.A.A.C, I.S.A.A.C. She had different names. Queen of Heaven. One of them was Diana. They called her Diana back in them days. They still do it today. Read on.
Verse 25. Whom he called together with the workmen like occupation.
Read.
And said, Sirs,
you read.
Ye know that by this craft we have our wealth.
This is how we getting our money. Because a man will go out of his wits for a woman. How you think he going out of his wits? He got to go make some money. Sirs, know ye that by this craft, by fixing up this painting statue by Diana, this is how we getting our money. Read.
Verse 26. Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia.
All Asia, read.
This Paul had persuaded and turned away much people.
He's persuaded, what we trying to do, persuade much people and turn away much people, read.
Saying,
read.
That they be no God.
She ain't no God. They ain't no gods. This is what Paul is saying. Read.
Which are made with hands.
Which are made with hands. Last verse.
Salaga King. Pull up on the browser Diana of Ephesus.
Come.
See what image comes up.
Come. This is what Michael Jackson was singing about.
This is gonna be your Easter right here. Diana of Ephesus.
Dirty Diana.
Yep.
Dirty Diana.
I want you to go to them images. See how perverse these folks are.
This is still going on today,
right.
Kings and queens. This is not nothing new. This has been going on for a long time. This has been going on for a long time. Sister, you can help your husband lead your house. Again, we got to do this together. We went in captivity together. Guess what? We're going to leave on cherries together. Right. Right. And I mean, all of them are the same person. And you know that
I want the one with all the milk coming out.
Right. Their attributes, and I got it in the pillow chat, you can show you want to. Her attributes or her characteristics is sex. It was nothing on there. Now let me read it. These are her attributes. This is why this society is so right, perverted and sexualized. Let me
it's just one variation, but this is what they propagate. Right. So as you can tell, it don't need any explanation from me. You know what that is.
Right. This is so she's associated with love, beauty, sex, war, justice, and political power. Going right back to your right, all that. It's all tied in together. That's why we got the so-called virgin birth of Christ, because it liberates that deity. Official last scripture, and I'm done. Verse 27.
Verse 27. So that not only this, our craft is in danger to be set at night.
Read.
But also that the temple of the great goddess
the
Diana.
temple of the great goddess Diana
Should be despised.
Should be despised. Read.
And her magnificence.
And her magnificence.
Should be destroyed.
Should be destroyed.
Whom all Asia.
And the world.
Worship it.
Worship it. Everybody doing it. The whole world is worshiping it. This is what we got to do, King. This is what we have to correct. Sister, this is what you have to begin to put down. You see that spirit. That's why the Titus 2 woman is so important. She teaches the younger sisters. That virtuous woman's job is to teach the sisters how to be virtuous. Because if the men know it's hard to find one, the sisters know too. The sisters online know it's hard to find a good one. And sister, you just might be that good woman, that virtuous woman, who can teach the other sisters. Because here in I.S.A.A.C, we got plenty of virtuous women here. All praise to the Most High. Seen it. Know how to be virtuous. Precious. Priceless. So this message is really for the sisters, I feel, online. When you find a virtuous woman, don't let her go. Because she's priceless, Con.
I just want to say real quick, because I think Manama's next. And he's going to conclude us out. But there were two things. Give me 1 Corinthians 11. And also after that, I'm going to show you that Lilith. Lilith, right. When you hear about that myth, or that fable. Fable, yep. 1 Corinthians, let's say what? That was I'll get to that. I'm going to show you that's a demon. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Right, so we're all familiar with this. Talking about the woman praying, prophesying, the man. Showing our godly conduct. But let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Read verse 7. Start at verse 7.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 7.
Go ahead.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head.
So a man indeed surely ought not to cover his head. Why?
For as much as he is the image and glory of God.
All right, is he, that's singular, right? Is that plural? Does that include the woman there? Did we make this up? Right, so did we contrive this? Did we design it this way? Was this of our doing? Read it again.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head.
Mm-hmm.
For as much as he is.
As he is singular. That man is, go ahead.
He is the image and glory of God.
Right? All praise to the Most High, right? So we have to step into that stature, right? In righteousness. Right? We didn't prescribe that. The Most High did. We, men, are created in his image and are his glory, and to announce his glory. Profess his glory. Go ahead.
But the woman.
All right, so now it's making a contrast. But the woman
is the glory of the man.
The glory of who?
The glory of the man.
Of herself.
Of the man.
Is the glory of
the man.
Of the man, meaning from the man. Right? Attributing glory unto the man. That's what her purpose is. Read verse 8.
Verse 8. For the man is not of the woman.
No, the woman is God.
For the man is not of the woman.
The man is not of the woman. Right? So us that profess and subscribe and believe and impute faith into the scriptures, right, by the written word that representing Christ, our Savior and Redeemer, the word says the man is not of the woman. Go ahead.
But the woman of the man.
But the woman is of the man, right? So that's what her name actually means, right? Meaning from man. Where does it say that? 1 Timothy 2? I'm going to come back. What's that? 1 Timothy chapter 2? Yep. Well, it says Adam was first formed. Maybe I was in that same chapter. That's
no,
fine.
it was 13, 2 and like 7.
Okay.
2 and like 7.
1 Timothy 2 and 7. Okay, so let me see. What am I missing? Y'all help me out.
And just to add on to that, any brothers,
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about
any brothers or sisters, especially online,
There it is right there.
come any man or any woman, and we mentioned this at the old school, mention again. If you have people in your life that's not walking according to the law of the Most High, and they in your life, get rid of them. Separate yourself. You holy, and what's going to happen is they're going to begin to corrupt your good manners. You might be that man that really wants to be strong, but you still hang around people who ain't keeping the laws of the Most High, and they corrupting your spirit. Same thing with the sister. You still might have a cousin or an auntie, uncles that you still dealing with on that level. That's corrupting your good spirit. So be careful about that also.
Come on. All praise. I went there. It must have been of the spirit because the brothers want me to read it. Go to 1 Timothy chapter 2. Start at verse 11.
First Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence.
So it said, let the woman learn, right? So when we're in the ecclesia, right, meaning in the church setting, like now, when we're under observance, where there's angels in the midst of us, believe it or not, right? It says, let the woman learn in silence, right? So that's what we instill up here. That's what we practice. So that's why when we request participation, we ask questions, we look on the brother side to respond, right? Let the woman learn in silence. This is ecclesial order. Go ahead.
With all subjection.
Right, so with all subjection. That word translates to submission. Right? Meaning the authority that's set up. Right? With that being the Most High, Christ, the man, right? The woman, of course, the children. That's the order. With all subjection to that authority. Verse 12.
Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach.
Right, or they'll say that this was Paul speaking right here. I suffer not a woman to give me Numbers 27. Numbers 27 and 16. Let's see them circumvent this one.
Paul said this, brother. It wasn't in the law.
That's right.
The book of Numbers.
Go ahead.
The book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 16.
Read.
Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation.
No, you're not reading correctly. A woman.
Set a man over the congregation.
Right, so a man is appointed, is set over. Okay, it's set over the congregation. Right? Like, and also, like it says in Proverbs 8:4, unto you, O men, I call, my voice is unto the sons of men. Right? 1 Timothy chapter 2, let's go back, let's finish up that verse. You want me to read? All right, go back to Numbers chapter 27, read verse 17.
Verse 17. Which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out.
Which may what?
Lead them out.
Right, so as a leader, right, do you see what titles did they give them? Prophetesses, in that sense? evangelists. What other titles do they wear? Deaconesses. Right. Pastor. Sometimes they just give them outright pastor, right? Read it, which may go out before them, go in before them, lead them out. Read.
And which may bring them in.
And which may bring them in. Go ahead.
That the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep which have no shepherd.
Which have no shepherd, right? Anything other than this is sheep without a shepherd. All right, so going back, 1 Timothy chapter 2. So it says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, all submission to God's authority. It's his heavenly arrangement established here on earth within the congregation. Go ahead, verse 12.
Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach.
So I don't tolerate a woman to teach, right, in the presence of men, right? But Titus chapter 2, what King was referring to earlier, who can they teach? Other sisters and children. That's right. Go ahead.
Nor to usurp authority over the man.
Right, so nor to usurp, right, or to gain or get the authority, to have authority over the man. Go ahead.
But to be in silence.
Right, but to be in silence. Go ahead.
Verse 13. For Adam was first born, then Eve.
So Adam was first born, then Eve. That's right.
For Adam was first born, then Eve.
Say then Eve, so that makes a distinction there, right? So they can't point to the Bible and use Genesis 5, right, and say, oh, their name is Adam, male and female. So when he say Adam, referring to both the male and female, that they're equal. No. There's a certain order here, propriety, right? But Adam was first formed, singular, that man, then Eve. Right? And also with that silence, give me 1 Peter 3. Because I'm going to kind of get fidgety, you know, hear silent. Tell me to be quiet. 1 Peter chapter 3. I got some. I'm Holy Spirit filled too. God speaks to.
You don't value my opinion.
That's right. God speaks to me too. And that's not the case. Right? So that's not the case. There's a proper way to go about it. 1 Peter, but he ain't lying. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 4. Right? So everything, like King brought out earlier, 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, let all things be done decency and in order. Right? There's a season for everything. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 4.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 4.
And a proper environment too. This ain't that environment. Read.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart.
Right? So speaking about the wise when you read earlier, go ahead.
In that which is not corruptible.
Right? So let it be of your personality. Right? Let it be of your spirit. Right? The hidden man of the heart. And that which is not corruptible. Read.
Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
Even the ornament, right? So when you have an ornament, it's decorative, right? It's something to behold. Right? So it's beautiful to, lay eyes on, right? So even the ornament of a meek, right? That goes into submission, right? Humility, and what kind of spirit?
Quiet spirit.
Quiet spirit. Now, this is the part I want to get to.
Which is in the sight of God.
Which is in the sight of who?
God.
Of God.
Yahweh.
That's right. The Most High. Go ahead.
Of great price.
Now, the men enjoy it too, but in the sight of the Most High God, it's of great price. All right, so going back, 1 Timothy chapter 2. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 14. Just to finish that up. You want to read 13 again? Somebody say that? Okay.
I can read 13.
Read verse 14? Or you want to read 13?
I read 13.
Now go ahead, read.
14.
Go ahead, wherever you want to start.
All right, verse 13. For Adam was first born, then Eve.
Right, so Adam was first born, then Eve, read.
And Adam was not deceived.
Right, so Adam was not deceived. Go ahead. So he had partaken of the iniquity knowingly, right? From what we can deduce in this verse right here. Because his wife did, right? He was so close and joined to his rib, right? If you die, if you perish, and I'm going to take it along with you, then I perish. Right? That's called sin. It said, and Adam was not, based on what you brought out, what you read, because we read it before in Josephus, he weakly hearkened unto her, submitted to his wife. right? Adam was not deceived like Eve was, right? Go ahead.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
Was in the transgression, right? So that's what started it. That's what King brought out in Sirach 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, right? Now we have to repair the damage that's been done, right? And just own up and take responsibility for it. Now I said something to I think a couple of you brothers before, and I like this quote. This might be a t-shirt, right? Women love to be, not talking, wherever it hits, right? A lot of times we like to, I know, I am. I always like to get a disclaimer like Kael did, right? Not the righteous sisters up here, because that's what we promote, right? Within our sisters, right? We're not trying to bash or disparage our sisters, right? This is nation building. That includes them too, as well as the children. But women love to be held until it's accountable, right? 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15.
Verse 15.
Notwithstanding, right? So nevertheless,
she shall be saved in childbearing.
That's her natural use, right? Saved in childbearing meaning what? Even with her monthly cycle, it's a reminder of that transgression from the beginning, right? So not to be ensnared, not to succumb to that same temptation, right? So she's being saved in childbearing, right? Her eggs represent, children. Go ahead.
If they continue in faith.
Right, so that's if, meaning it's required on their part, on their action, if they continue in faith, go ahead.
And
charity.
And holiness. With
sobriety. Right? So not being intoxicated with different substances, including wine. Right? And do it according to understanding. Now let's go back to 1 Corinthians 11. Let me finish that. And then I'll show you Lilith, and I'll hurry up and give it to my Nah. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 9. But we left off verse 8.
Verse 9. Neither was the man created for the woman.
So neither was the man created for the woman. Right? But if the woman is God, that would imply that what? The man was created for her pleasure. And that's not the case. Read.
But the woman for the man.
But the woman for who?
The man.
Right? So the woman is for the man, right? Remember, it's saying that she's the glory of the man. Right? So let's strive for that. Let's aspire for that. Right? Be the glory of men, sisters. Go ahead. Just as we are supposed to represent the glory of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 10. For this cause of the woman to have power on her head because of the angel.
Right, so for this reason, of the woman to have power on you. When you have your head covered, right, holy orders and the law and commandments is going forth, that's power on your head. That's your power. It's in submission. It's in meekness. Right? It's in humility. A display of godliness with charity and sobriety. That's your power. Not in running your mouth, right, and trying to usurp authority. That's what the world believes. Right? You sisters are more excellent. Right? Like I say in Proverbs 12, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. Right? So for this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Again, we have angels that's roaming in here, recording, right? We seen and unseen. You understand? Right? Read verse 11. And even, going back to the transgression of, I'll say that, there's different interpretations. The sons of God who came down and laid with the daughters of men. Right, as well. Right, I just parked that there. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman.
So understandably, neither is the man without the woman. We talked about that. We need our women. Go ahead.
Neither the woman without the man.
That's right. She's a complement to the man. Go ahead, a consort. Read.
In the Lord.
Now that's important. That can't be omitted. In the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 12. For as the woman is of the man.
For as the woman is of the man.
Even so is the man also by the woman.
Right, but we know who was created first. We know the order, right? The hierarchy. Right? So we understand that, of course, procreation, life comes through, right? The union between man and woman, right? And he pierces through that matrix. He comes out of the woman. Go ahead.
But all things of God.
Right? So not ignoring that fact, but all things come of the Most High God. And what did he say? Man was created first, then the woman. Right? Man was to be ruler over all things. So real quick with this Lilith, give me Isaiah 34. You know about it. Go ahead, read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 14.
Read.
The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island.
Okay. Let me see. They shall call the to the king, but none of them shall be there. Seems like what's this? I know it's talking about Adumia, right? Being plundered for judgment, right? So creation, the beasts, the fowls, right, shall be desolate throughout his habitation. So it says the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island. Go ahead.
And the satire shall cry to his fellow.
Now, when you look up satire, the depiction that you get, it is. Like I said, I haven't really uncovered peel back the layers on it completely myself. But go to satire and hit images. You get this Pan goat god. Yep, Peter Pan too, right. Because who was that Disney character that looked like that? Was that on Peter Pan? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, come on. Type in satire, S-A-T. Yeah, I got it on the screen on this other one. S-A-T-Y-R. Just to give them an image. Yep. Right, so it's in the satire, right? But again, that's how that's depicted now. But satire originally meant a wild goat. They anthropomorphize it, if I'm saying that correctly. Give it human-like characteristics and features. Right? It says in the, what y'all looking at? Oh, yeah, don't scroll too far. Go back to the word. Y'all want to see, though. All right. Some gonna be exposed. Go back to the scripture, Isaiah 34. So pick up in the satire.
Okay. And the satire shall cry to his fellow.
The wild goat shall cry to his fellow. Go ahead.
The screech owl also shall rest there.
Now it's interesting. The screech owl also shall rest there, right? So when you look up now and that, hit that annotation screech, right? The M. Press it and hold on it. On the M. You see it? Yeah. No, never mind. Don't worry about it. Go back. You see that annotation there? Okay, on the screech owl, I'll just tell you. And screech goes into night monster.
M next to that screech. Hold it. Hold the M. It won't let you do it. You gotta have it.
Yeah, literally. There you go. Right. So that goes into night monster or creature. Right. So if you heard of what is they call incubus? What is it, succubus?
The succubus get the man and the incubus get the woman.
All right. So you know what they call that. I said I don't want to go on a tangent too long, but you know what they call when you have those. What do you call it? When the witches ride your back.
Those sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, right? You know, you encounter these beings, these demonic entities, right? The night creature, the night specter. Now go into that word owl in his Strongs. So hold owl. Y'all stay with me. Yes, you can. I just did. Yeah, click on app, hold it, press and hold on. Yeah, strong. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, take a strong hand, hit on the strong. Now scroll down, right? So it's H3917. Transliterated word right there. What's that? Right, Lilith, okay. Scroll down, it says it's feminine. A night specter. Specter means demon.
So that was on the screech, right?
Right. Yeah, so stop right there. Lilith. Name of a female goddess known as a night demon who haunts the desolate places of who?
Edom.
Of Edom.
Right. That's when they said she was made before Eve.
Right.
They get her from saying that Adam, and there's no coincidence why women, some women say, no, you know. So there's no coincidence where women can say, or have said, and some men, we equal. That's a spirit for one thing. Second thing is they had a whole book on it, video and everything, saying that this woman Lydia, and even when you go to the meaning of Lily, it goes and says that the man and the woman were made together at the same time. She wasn't for no real or nothing. She just didn't want to do what the hell Adam said do. So the Most High turned her into a demon. Then when he put Adam to sleep and pulled the real from him and made Eve. I mean, it's other nonsense, but that's what they get that from.
That's right. That's right. So fables and fairy tales. But that owl, as you see depicted, right, like just like even with was it OVO Drake's label, Molech, right, or the Bohemian Grove, right. So that's what's being depicted there.
And they always cut the woman. Bohemian Grove would be a woman, like the cake that they always.
Oh yeah. So objectifying, so having her nude, whatnot, practicing orgies and all type of abominations. But yeah, so I just want to pull that out. Go ahead, my now.
Stay right there.
Okay. Read verse 15. Verse 15. There shall the great owl make her nest.
And do what?
And lay. And hatch.
What they sound like?
East.
All this stuff, this God is words, it ties together. Keep going.
And gather under her shadow.
Gather under her shadow. Go ahead.
There shall the vultures also be gathered. Every one with her mate.
Get that annotation right there on that. I mean, on the vultures. What is it?
These are unclean birds.
Right? Unclean, hateful, all these birds gonna be right here in this land. In this great war that Revelation talk about. All of it right here. She gonna lay, she gonna hatch, gonna do all of this goddess worship. As we get ready to close, out, that's what we gonna touch on for. I know the majority of us in here know, but we got a few new people in here, new faces. They might not know that Easter is not a part of our culture. But this stuff been going on a long time. Like I like what the brother was bringing out about. They saying the woman is God, the black woman is God. It's all the same thing. It's all going basically in one spirit. Give me Mark 7. See, because our people, the modern day Christians is what we call them. They got a lot of faith. They got a lot of faith, and some of them genuinely do have a lot of love in them and fruits of the spirit. But it's misguided. It's misguided. Let me see. Get there. Mark 7. Start verse 6. I'm gonna try to get through this quick as I can.
Book of Mark chapter 7, verse 6.
Go ahead.
He answered and said unto them,
What did he say?
well, hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites.
So that's Isaiah right there. He said, well, have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites? Go ahead.
As it is written,
As it is written.
this people honor me with their lips.
See, we do that as Israelites. We honor the Most High with our lips. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. All this type of stuff, but what?
But their heart is far from me.
Their heart is far from them. You see it on a day-to-day basis when you encounter our people, on the things that you do on your daily life. Go ahead.
Howbeit in vain do they worship me.
Howbeit in vain do they worship me, because they done tagged along this Easter stuff, going all the way back to Ishtar, or it's many names: Ishtar, Ashtaroth, Ashtoreth, Astari. All these different names, all going back to the same thing. This screech owl that we were just reading about, this laying and hatching and all this stuff go right back to them. They didn't attach that to the Most High, but the Most High said, howbeit in vain do they worship me. Because they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Keep going. Teaching for doctrines that commandments of man.
Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men, because men taught you that. Men taught you how to do that. The Most High didn't teach you that.
Nothing to do with
He didn't show you that. Go ahead. Verse 8.
For laying aside the commandment of God,
For laying aside the commandment of God,
ye hold the tradition of men.
he hold the tradition of men. Like putting the eggs, you laying the eggs in the grass for the kids to find. Little fake eggs, you want them to hatch it and find candy in it. Find money in it. Golden egg. Whoever find the golden egg, he got the big bucks in there. He got a $20 or $100 bill. They worshiping it. Keep going.
As the washing with pots and cups.
Because they had other traditions back then too that didn't have nothing to do with the Most High that they followed. Go ahead.
And many others such like things you do.
That's why he said many other such like things you do, because they had several things that they did. Like what our people do now. What they do on New Year's Eve, they put a pot, with fireworks too. But what they put on the stove? What they put the black eyed peas or something like that? You done put that on the stove. And hog maws. You think you finna get some luck for the year. They go back to that name, Lady Luck, when we was watching the video. All of this stuff go back to female worship.
Right, and we're not asking ourselves, where's the origin of these things?
Yeah.
We're not even looking at our children and asking ourselves, why are our young men, our young women, our little children so sexually driven? It's everywhere.
It's the spirit. And like me and the brother was just talking about it. When you try to correct our people, the first thing they say when it comes to these holidays, I'm doing it for what? The kids.
Hold on, since you said that.
Go ahead.
Let's go back to the reading this morning, Proverbs 22.
Which verse?
Oh, let me get there with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. 6.
22 and 6. Because I was talking to the brother, me and the brother was talking about it, preacher.
Mm-hmm.
I had his head in the vice, I was squeezing. He was trying to run, he wanted to flee, I kept tightening up on him. Oh, I just do it for the kids. I said, so the kids run your house. You understand? That's out of order, brother. You understand? And this is what I told him. Go ahead and read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
I told him, when you teach your kids Easter, you keeping the generational curses going on. Because what you think they're going to teach their kids? You ain't breaking the curses. And the way we break these curses is we got to do what the Most High told us in Jeremiah 10. Get that, Jeremiah 10 and 1. Start at verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
We always talking to Israel, he ain't talking to nobody else.
Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right there. Don't do what they do. We got that from the heathen. And I was pointing out there, brother, you got that from slavery, man. You understand? And if you keep it going on, you passing that slave doctrine to your children. Right. And we trying not to be slaves no more. Go ahead, brother.
All praise to the Most High. But we got to break them curses. We got to. The curses come from disobedience, if you really want to simply put it.
Mm-hmm.
But the blessings come from obedience. Right. Break it. Going back to Mark 7.
Mm-hmm.
What verse were we at? 8. Was it 8? Go ahead.
The book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 6. He answered and said unto them.
Verse 8. No. Go ahead and get 9. We read 8.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto them, full well you reject the commandment of God.
You see that full well they reject the commandment of God. The brother said he had somebody in the headlock. You showing it to him. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. So if you see it and somebody told you weren't supposed to do it and you do it anyway, guess what you did? full well you reject the commandment of God. Go ahead. Then they might do what?
That ye may keep your own
So
tradition.
you can keep doing what you've been doing this whole time. There's many of our people today.
And,
What?
excuse me.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that I told the brother I was hard on him. I said, brother, you already dead. I said, because you ain't going to change. I said, you're old fool. And I'm not in this barbershop to teach you. I said, these youngsters. They the one going to get it. Because we got to remember, when we was in the desert, they didn't walk into the land until all the old fools died off. We holding on to them traditions of man, and you ain't going to get in the kingdom like that. Go ahead, brother.
I'll pray to the Most High. Give me Romans, what's that? Which one? You want verse 13? Go down to verse 13 in the chapter.
Verse 13. Making the word of God of none effect.
See, they make the word of the Most High of none effect, like it ain't got no power, like it don't matter. Go ahead.
Through your tradition.
Through their traditions, go ahead.
Which ye have delivered.
Which ye have delivered. Go ahead.
And many such like things do ye.
So he repeated it, and many such like things that you do. So Easter ain't the only one. It's Thanksgiving too, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Halloween, all these things, All Hallows Eve. All of these things follow the same category. Give me Romans 10. Romans 10. So our people got a lot of faith and a lot of belief and all and love and all these things, but it's going in the wrong spot. It's misguided. Start at verse 1, Romans 10 and 1.
The book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is
what?
That they might be saved.
So Paul said, that's my prayer, that's my heart's desire, that Israel might be saved. Go ahead, verse 2.
For I bear them record.
He said, I bear them record.
That they have a zeal of God.
They got a zeal of God. They got their passion. They got their faith in them.
But not
Go ahead.
But not according to knowledge.
But not according to knowledge. Not toward the law, statutes, and commandments. They believe wholeheartedly in doing these secular holidays. They got faith in it. They ignorant of God's righteousness. That's what it's about to say in the next verse. Read verse 3.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
They ignorant of God's righteousness. Go ahead.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
You see, they going about to establish their own righteousness. Not the Most High righteousness. I'm going to do what I want to do. That's always Israel's problem. Go ahead.
Have not submitted themselves to the righteousness of God.
They have not submitted to themselves to the righteousness of God. They'll put their whole heart out into the devil's days. Man, I'm talking about on Easter, they'll go and get a $300 lime green soup. $60 $100, $200 basket. They will put their all into this because they got so much faith in this.
Right. Look at, I mean, and can you bring out some power right here? Because they're going about to create their own righteousness. They are ignorant of God's righteousness. When I first came to the truth, you know, one thing that had me insane. I was like, it's been there the whole time. Christ said, the only sign you're going to receive that I'm the Messiah is that of Jonah. He's going to be buried in the heart of the earth. How many days? 3 days and 3 nights, right? That's 3 days. That's 3 whole days, 3 whole nights. I just this morning, 15 hours ago, up this morning here in TDJ, Good Friday just passed by. They say, to show you how ignorant our people are, on Friday say he was on the cross Friday. This boy got me crazy. He was on the cross Friday, he died Friday, they had him in the ground by the 9th hour, in the grave. He stayed there all day Saturday. All day Saturday. And then he rose early Sunday morning. How many days is that? They ignorant. He clearly, they hold the same back we hold. It says 3 days and 3 nights, man, in the earth. Even the preacher is standing up there preaching, oh, he was buried 3 days for your sin, and 3
everything for my sin. He rose early Sunday morning. Hold on, stop, preacher. Shut the hell up. Let me count. Hold on. Friday he died.
Right.
He was in the ground Friday night. Okay. Saturday he was in the grave. That's one day, and he rose Sunday. Come on, bro. Come on. That drove me nuts. I had to go on Facebook and repent, and I used to preach that. I had to go on Facebook and say, man, everybody who I preach to, every minute of my life, man, please, but I repent. I was blind, but now I see.
I'll pray to the Most High. So, you know, this is what we do, man. We put our all into this stuff. It is like, the thing is, if you want to get fresh, why not get fresh with the Most High? Give me Exodus 28. Especially if you in the tribe of Levi, you getting fresh for Easter. You putting all that zeal into getting fresh with the devil. But look how the Most High wanted Levi.
Stacey Adams.
You put your Stacey Adams on back in the day. Back in the day it was the Stacey Adams and what, the Giorgio routine.
Shopping the grave.
Shopping the grave and all that. Come on, man.
Get the first song. Yeah, get the first song.
It's 28, read verse 39.
The book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 39. And thou shalt embroider the coat of fine linen.
Embroider the coat of fine linen. Go ahead.
And thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen.
Make the mitre of fine linen.
And thou shalt make the girdle of needlework.
And make the girdle of needlework. We're going to keep reading here. We're going to see if the Moses said do it for Easter. Keep going.
And for Aaron's sons.
And for Aaron's sons.
Thou shalt make coats.
Make them some coats.
And thou shalt make of them girdles.
Put some girdles on them coats.
And bodies.
And bodies.
Shalt thou make for them.
You're going to make it for them for what?
For glory.
For glory.
And for beauty.
And for beauty. Man, get fly. Go ahead.
And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother.
And put them on Aaron thy brother.
And his sons with him.
And his sons with him.
Go and shalt anoint them.
And anoint them.
And consecrate them.
And consecrate them.
And sanctify them.
And sanctify them.
That they may minister unto me in the priest's office.
Did it say minister unto Easter?
That they may minister unto me in the priest's office.
Minister unto the Most High in the priest's office. So if you gonna get flat, do it for the Most High. It might be a song. If you gonna get flat, do it for the Most High. But no, we rather do it for I.S.A.A.C. Give me Judges chapter 2. Hold on, I think Ezra about to pull up a picture. Look at that. Levi fine over there. Fresh.
Don't look at that white nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't a little bit later pull the precept with Solomon. When Bathsheba seen Solomon, she was at a loss for words. That man came in the temple. He was so dug out.
Hey, but that's how he did. He did it for the Most High. He went at first. Give me Judges chapter 2. Judges chapter 2. Let me get there with you. Judges 2, start at verse 11.
The book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 11.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord. And served Baalim.
And they served Baalim. That's another name for the devil. Go ahead.
And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers.
They forsook the Lord God of their fathers. Keep going.
Which brought them out of the land of Egypt.
Which brought them out of the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
And followed other gods.
And followed other gods. Keep going.
Of the gods of the people that were around about them.
Go ahead. See, and that's what we got to get away from. Learning not the way of the heathen. They followed the gods of the people that were round about them. All around them. Go ahead.
And bowed themselves unto them.
And bowed themselves unto them. Go ahead.
And provoked the Lord to anger.
They provoked the Most High to anger. See, ain't nothing new under the sun. This Easter stuff is not new. Read the next verse.
And they forsook the Lord.
They forsook the Lord.
And served Baal.
And
Ashtaroth.
And Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth, that's Easter. Ashtaroth and Ishtar and all that. Matter of fact, pull that video up. Hold up. Yeah, okay, the screen here. Go to the pillars chat. Ashtaroth is Easter. It's translated in English now. But in other nations, they call her Ashtaroth, Ashtoreth. They call her Ishtar. They call her what? Astari or something like that. It was Queen of Heaven. All of this is the same person, the same dead demon, the same dead deity. Right there, the one with the little bun on there. You see, I say truth on Easter Ashtaroth. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
This time of year, millions of people around the world celebrate Easter. Mostly, this celebration consists of collecting hidden Easter eggs and visiting the Easter Bunny. Some religious people even go to services and are told that Jesus was raised from the dead on Easter Sunday. What most do not know, and some ignore, is that Easter is a pagan celebration that is filled with evil symbols, satanic customs, and wicked traditions. This day has nothing to do with Jesus in any way or fashion. In this video, we will look at the history of this day, the customs and the symbols, and ask if Easter is even in the Bible.
Learn not the
You
way of
don't
the
have to
heathen.
go far to find out the true meaning of Easter. In fact, if you look up Easter in the Webster's dictionary, the first line will say, Easter is the name of an old Teutonic goddess of spring. Today, Easter is celebrated on the first Sunday on or after the first full moon that follows the vernal equinox. Around the world, various pagan rituals were exercised in celebration of the return of the sun. In Germany, for example, they worshipped Ostara, the Germanic fertility goddess, on this day. The English word for Easter was derived from her name. Let's look at some of the symbols that are associated with Easter today. The Easter bunny is not a modern invention. The symbol originated with the pagan festival of I.S.A.A.C. The goddess I.S.A.A.C was worshipped by the Anglo-Saxons through her earthly symbol, the rabbit. And what about Easter eggs?
All of this is
Druids
heathen.
used the egg as the sacred emblem of their order. In China, dyed or painted eggs are used on sacred heathen festivals. In the idolatry of ancient Egypt and Greece, eggs were used in their religious rites.
That's all we need right there. Let's stop right there.
And on.
The list go on and on.
There is no doubt.
Going back, read verse 13 again in Judges chapter 2.
13 again?
Book
of Judges chapter 2, verse 13. And they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Ashtaroth.
And Ashtaroth, they did it then, they doing it now. Ain't nothing new under the sun. This is the same God. They do it now. They didn't attach Christ to that. But back then they knew full well who she was. They knew who she was. Go ahead, verse 14.
And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. Go ahead.
And he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them.
And he delivered them into the hand of spoilers that spoiled them. Matter of fact, that's it on that. Give me 1 Kings 11. So going right back to their woman worship, this is what Kyle was talking about earlier. Their woman worship, man. 1 Kings 11, read verse 4. This is what Solomon went off. Solomon was celebrating Easter at that time. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 4. For it came to pass.
For it came to pass.
When Solomon was old.
When he was old.
And his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
His wives turned his heart away after other gods. He was old. He was getting them young, strange women from them other nations, and they threw him off. Go ahead.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God. Go ahead.
As was the heart of David, his father.
As the heart of David, his father was. Go ahead, verse 5.
For Solomon went after Ashtaroth.
He went after who?
For Solomon went after Ashtaroth.
Man, Solomon had to go get some bunnies. They done turned the wisest king that was ever on the earth before Christ. Before Christ came in the flesh, that is. He went and start worshiping the goddess of fertility with bunnies and eggs and all of that because of their woman worship. Read that from the top.
Well, Solomon went after I.S.A.A.C, the goddess of the Zidonians.
The goddess of the Zidonians, go ahead.
And after Milcom, the abomination of the Amorites.
And Milcom means king. This is another false god that they had. He went after all of that because of them women. That woman worship always leads to some type of just to sum it up for a lack of idolatry,
right.
Fornication.
Right.
Go ahead.
Now, no, I'm not gonna bring it up, but I'm not gonna bring it up. But I'm not. But it's sexual in nature. Now we understand that the bedroom of the married is undefiled. But when you're dealing with this goddess of fertility, you're dealing with things like sex parties, orgies.
They did those things.
Right. That's why porn is major. It's a major industry. Right. $1 billion. Right. It's all tied into. That's what Hollywood does on a major scale. I'm talking from little bit of children. So this worship, what Solomon was doing, sacrificing those children, right, up to Moloch. I mean, this is some heavy stuff. And that's one thing. If you know one thing, that would make a man fall to his knees is the beauty of a woman. She don't need no money. That's why women right now, they float around now, and some of them can be broke, nothing to offer but a body. And the man who worked and slaved his head off or his hands off are offer her the world. All she did offer, because that's what we're going. That's what we're going back to. It's all built the same.
He'll be a Hebrew, and he'll just get stuck on her and go buy an Easter basket. This is what their woman worship would do to you. If you ain't rooted in this word. Give me we finished that. Give me Baruch 4. I'm sorry, Baruch 6. Baruch chapter 6. These are not gods. It's gonna say letter of Jeremiah in y'all's, because it ain't gonna have Start at verse 4. I'm sorry. Chapter 6. No, go back. You don't have to go to letter of Jeremiah if you're on the app. If you're on the app, go to letter of Jeremiah. It's right after Baruch. Start at verse 4. These are not gods, but we worshiping these things as like they are. Go ahead.
Now shall you see in Babylon gods of silver.
It says, now shall you see in Babylon, because what? We in the dollar of Babylon. But we gonna see that. It says what? Gods of what?
Gods of silver.
Silver, go ahead.
And of gold.
And of gold.
And of wood.
And of wood.
Born upon shoulders.
Born upon shoulders, go ahead.
Which caused the nations to fear.
Which caused the nations to fear. Meaning respecting them, God. Right. They respect it. They'll take these bunnies and they're going to bear them on their shoulders. They're going to carry them around. They can't wait to take this big, large bunny to go give to their daughters. So she, thank you, Daddy. And the bigger the better. They can't wait to do that. And they worship these things. Go ahead, verse 5.
Beware, therefore, that ye in no wise be like to strangers.
That's what the brother was just talking about in Jeremiah 10. Learn not the ways of the heathen. He said, beware, therefore, that ye in no wise be like to strangers, the way Solomon did. Go ahead.
Neither be ye and of them.
He says, neither be ye what?
And of them.
Hold on, read that
Neither
again.
be ye and of them.
It should say afraid on there. Oh no, it's not on the app. It says, neither be ye afraid of them. Go ahead.
Okay. When you see the multitude before them.
It says, when you see the multitude before them, go ahead.
And behind them,
worshiping them. Ain't the whole world gonna be celebrating Easter tomorrow? You're gonna see the whole multitude before them, behind them, worshiping them tomorrow. You're gonna see it. Go ahead, verse 6.
But say in your heart,
But say what in your heart?
O Lord,
Oh Lord,
we must worship thee.
we must worship you, not Easter. But guess what? Especially up here, the real Hebrew, we ain't gonna be celebrating no Easter. We're gonna be at a wedding tomorrow. We ain't studying no Easter.
That's right.
I wouldn't even known that it was Easter had somebody told me. I don't even keep up with it. Somebody had to come up to me and tell me. I didn't know. Jump down to verse 16.
Whereby they are known not to be gods.
Whereby they are known not to be gods. Go ahead.
Therefore fear them not.
Fear them not. Don't have no respect to these gods. They ain't gods. Go ahead.
For like as a vessel that man uses is nothing worth when it is broken.
Just like a vessel that a man uses when it's broken ain't worth nothing. You got a plate in your hand at the house and you drop that glass plate on the ground and it's shattered. Can you still eat off that plate? No, it ain't worth nothing. Go ahead.
Even so, it is with their gods.
So even so with their gods. The Caesar Borgias that they got in their house,
right.
The white Jesus and all, ain't nothing. With their gods, it's nothing. Go ahead.
When they be set up in the temple,
it says when they be set up in the temple,
their eyes be full of dust through the feet of them that come in.
He says their eyes be full of dust through the feet of them that come in. Wow. If Gideon, after he got done cutting the tree, and he walk over somebody's house and rebuke them, all the dust on the tree gonna get on it. They see the boy. Like, your God dirty, man. How your God dusty? The dust is on these gods that people worship. Jump down to verse 22.
Verse 22.
That's what we're gonna go through it. Go ahead.
Upon their bodies and heads sit bats.
Upon the bodies of the and heads of these goddesses, and these gods that men create with their own hands. Bats sitting on top of them. Swallows.
And birds.
And birds sitting on top of these gods. And cats also. Look, let the dog get a hold of the big Easter bunny. Use your imagination.
Oh, man.
Come on, that's your God? You better get fluffy about your God. Keep going. Verse 23.
By this you may know that they are no God.
The Bible said, by that thing right there, you should know that there ain't no God. Defiling your God. Go ahead.
Therefore, fear them not.
It says, therefore, fear them not. Them ain't gods. Go ahead. Verse 24.
No, but notwithstanding the gold that is about them to make them beautiful.
He says, notwithstanding the gold that is about them to make them beautiful, go ahead.
Except they wipe off the rust.
Except they wipe off the rust. Your God can't even wipe itself. Go ahead.
They will not shine.
It's not going to shine. Go ahead.
For neither when they were molten did they feel it.
They ain't even feel it when they were made. Because it ain't alive. It can't see. It can't taste. It can't smell. It can't breathe. But our God is what? A living God. Go ahead.
The things wherein there is no breath are bought for a most high price.
This is the thing that ain't got no breath. This animal that you done created and stuffed, that ain't got no breath in it, the Bible says it's bought with a most high price. They gonna charge you for it. Man, when I was in the world, I used to be broke around this time. Y'all so glad. I used to be so broke. Go ahead, bro.
But I think the price you're gonna pay is gonna be your life.
Yes, sir.
That's what he said. It's bought with the highest price you can ever pay.
Yes, so
you giving up everything.
Come on. You didn't cost your life. Your life is the kingdom. But if you ain't devil worship, idolatry, you ain't getting it. You done. Keep going.
They are born upon shoulders.
They are born upon shoulders. Go ahead.
Having no feet, whereby they
having no feet. Go ahead.
Whereby they declare unto men that they be nothing worth.
They are declared unto men that they are nothing worth. Go ahead, verse 27. This is the last one on this.
They also that serve them are ashamed.
He says everybody that serve these idols, they ashamed. And here it is right here. Why?
For if they fall to the ground at any time.
So if they fall to the ground at any time, go ahead.
They cannot rise up again of themselves.
They can't rise up again of themselves. You gotta pick your own God up. Why you gotta pick your God up? Go ahead.
Neither if one set them upright, can they move to themselves.
They can't even move to themselves. Go ahead.
Neither if they be bowed down,
If they bow down,
can they make themselves straight.
they can't even make themselves straight. Go ahead.
But they set gifts before them,
They said, man, people said gifts before
as unto dead men.
and unto dead men. So why you gotta carry your God around? Even when people got the seizure bourgeois in their house.
Kaya had a video last year with the running around with the blue Indian guy thing in their hand with a flood.
Come on, man. You holding your God up because it's a flood in your house. You gotta carry your God around. If you want to see something fun, if you want to see something fun, go to somebody's house. They got a picture of the Caesar Borgia there and accidentally bump into it and see how they react. Oh, I would do this to my Jesus. Come on, man. Our God better than this. I can tell you of a certainty. All of y'all God, the Most High. If you leave this building, He's able to go with you. You ain't got to carry him. What I look like, I got to. Come on, God. You don't go and spend the night at Israel. You got to take your God with you. My God can go whenever He wants to with me. I ain't got to do this.
Hey, look. There's a story in the script. I gotta find that story. Well, they took these damn food, took food in there to the garden. Yeah, and another damn food had to go in there and eat the food up. So people can bleed into the garden, eat the food.
You know what? Was it Nebuchadnezzar? He was talking to Daniel. Read that in your spare time.
Yeah.
Bell and the dragon. But
That's
Nebuchadnezzar, he had directed a god, and I forget the name of it, but Daniel said, there ain't no God. Yeah. And Nebuchadnezzar said, it is a God. We put food in front of it every night, and all the food be gone. And Daniel said, man, it ain't no God. He said, I tell you what, Daniel. He said, man, if you can prove, I'm bushing it, but he's like, if you can prove that he ain't what? He said, what? Yeah. But he told him, he said, man, I'm gonna put this food in front of him, but if the God eat the food, then I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, he said, you're gonna die. He told Daniel that he was gonna die. Right. If he put that food in front of the God, and then the next morning, if the food be gone, they were Daniel life. They had a temple that they had built for this God. So Daniel said, all right, okay, cool. I'm gonna show you that God ain't no God. So they made the food, they put the food in front of the God, but Daniel, he had his servants to put some smoke, some ash all on the floor. But the only people that was gonna know was Daniel and the king Nebuchadnezzar. So they sealed the door and closed it shut. And then the next morning, Nebuchadnezzar seen all the food was gone. And and he was like, oh, see, he is a God. And he finna kill Daniel. But Daniel said, no, king. He started tripping. Daniel started letting look at the ground. But I put the ash and the smoke all on the ground. It might seem about 40 feet over there. They had a secret. They had a secret door to get into the temple. And they had about 40 feet in there. Everybody eating all the food and tricking the people that thing that man made with their hand was a God. That was the story when they told them to put water on the wood. So they said they was yeah, that's a lie. They got the cutting themselves. Yeah. He said, your God must be asleep. On vacation. He did. I know what you're talking about. That's in Jasher. Okay, so in Jasher, not to go too far on the tangent, I'm gonna close out. Actually, I'm done with my precept, but in Jasher, Abraham's daddy was in devil worship. He had 12 idols, one for each month. So Daniel walked in the room where he had all his idols set up, and Daniel destroyed every last one of them except for one. I'm not Daniel, but Abraham. He destroyed every idol in there and left one of them up. Everybody else was broke. And his daddy came in the room, and he said, what you do to my idols? And Abraham said, what you mean? Him over there, he ate them. he ate the other 11. And his daddy said, he can't do that. He ain't even alive. And Abraham said, see? But this ain't no God. But go ahead, Sabak. I yield.
This restaurant y'all probably heard about called Ocean Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
They said before they open, they place food in front of the voodoo god and let them eat it before they open up.
Check the trap door and look at the feet. Somebody in there ate it.
All right, all praise to the Most High. So that's going to conclude the Sabbath message on today. We pray you brothers and sisters were edified. You can go ahead and close the live session. 1 second, you want to address anything to the camera?
Thank y'all for gathering again on this Sabbath with Isaac, Israelite Center of Christ. I'm Aquayaya,
Madanaha.
Ezra, Shabbat. And we say Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
What about the computer?